Hello and welcome in Region Weather family. It's Sunday evening. It is Region Weather meteorologist Matt Wintz with you here. Lots to talk about tonight. I need a couple operational things first. First and foremost, for the first time in 2 years, well, actually, let's start with this. I need to know if this microphone is still all like crickety and making noises. Is it still scratchy in terms of the microphone? Because I think I fixed it. So there's that. So let me know if I'm still not coming through clear on audio. Number two, I finally got the internet issue solved. It's like 1990 around here. But anyway, I'm in. Oh, good. I sound fine. Thank you, Linda. Derek, awesome. We have the fastest internet you can possibly get down here now, and it's amazing. So you probably see like super HD and the maps are going to come through crystal clear. I'm just so happy about this. This is finally the setup that I want. So it's no longer 1990 at the Wintz household. It's been great upstairs, but again, I'm in the basement and it's really tough to get internet through all these walls. So that's that. Awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. What beautiful weather we had today, right? And we got some much needed rainfall last night. We're going to go over all of it in terms of how much rain each backyard got. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that. But coming up this week, we have more storms coming. All right. So I want to give us kind of the heads up on when those storms arrive. And we're going to talk long term as we always do on Sunday nights. You know, do we have warmth coming our way? Is there another? It wasn't really a heat wave for us locally. Yes, it was hot, but it was a lot hotter out towards Pennsylvania and New York. We really kind of escaped the worst of this last one, but we're going to kind of keep an eye out for more of those as we're now looking into 4th of July. We can now go that far in the forecast. All right. So let me briefly thank our sponsors. Guys, just a brief word on our sponsors. They're just amazing. They keep the show for free. They're all local to Northwest Indiana. I stand behind each one of these businesses. They're great. Up at the top, FBI Buildings. Guys, if you have property, if you have a business, if you have anything that requires a pole barn, or maybe you already have one on existing property, that's where FBI Buildings comes in. They've been building pole barns. In fact, they've built, how many did they build? They built 20,000 pole barns. 20,000. That's crazy. 10 would be a lot, right? But they've renovated or built over 20,000 pole barns. They do farm shops, commercial businesses, all sorts of stuff like that. And you don't have to have them build one. You can have them renovate one. So if you have one on your property or your business that needs renovated, FBI Buildings place to go. It's FBIbuildings.com. They've been serving the Midwest in post-frame construction since 1950. Crazy. Also on our list, Minogue.life. That's the website to go to, navigating the world of Medicare and healthcare and life insurance. It's not fun. It's very confusing. I have, my mom is getting older and it's very, there's this Medicare type A, B, all this stuff. It's all just confusing to her. And if it's confusing to her who understands it, it's confusing to the world. Thank goodness there's someone who understands it. Like that's all he studies. And it's Michael Minogue. He does a wonderful job. He he can consult people and help you out to understand what you need, what your needs are around that stuff, what you don't need. And he just does a great job around it. He's been doing that and serving Northwest Indiana for years now. Minogue.life, the place to go if you need help navigating all that stuff. PSA, that's our public service adjusters. They're just amazing workers here in Northwest Indiana, all local, all licensed, insured. What PSA does is they serve, if you have an insurance claim, which isn't a fun process to begin with, you go to PSA, which is publicserviceadjusting.com. You get connected with them. They'll come right out. They'll take pictures of the issue. They will be kind of the liaison between you and the insurance company. You don't have to do anything. All right. They handle the whole insurance claim from front to back. They'll get you more money than what you typically get. Publicserviceadjusting.com, the place to go. Ewing Mechanical Services, that's our HVAC company here in Northwest Indiana. Awesome family-owned business. I've known them for a while. They're just wonderful people, and they have been so busy this last week. They're still doing tune-ups on the AC. So if your AC didn't work or maybe it needs some more coolant or whatever it happens to be, get it working in tip-top shape. They'll do that. They'll come out for $69. You get a free a tune-up. It's not free. It's $69. That's a really good price. They also have deals on new systems with 0% financing for several years on new systems. So same as cash within 2-3 years. It's crazy. EwingMECH.com. TigerPlumbing.net, the place to go for our plumbers here in Northwest Indiana. They're amazing as well. I've been working with them for 2.5-3 years now. TigerPlumbing.net. They come out for free, which is great. They don't charge you a trip fee, and they get the work done. Outdoor spigot leaking, nailed it. All right, get it taken care of. If you have water leaking in the house, get it taken care of. New faucet, need a toilet, whatever it happens to be. TigerPlumbing.net, place to go. Finally, last but not least, Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. They've got brand new Jeeps out on the lot, ready to go, ready to take the doors off. The hood stays on, but the doors come off, ceiling comes off. It's just crazy. They're like little Legos for cars. They're adult playground, those things are. New Jeeps on the lot, ready to go for summer at Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. All right, so here we go. This is what we're looking at weather-wise over the past 24 hours. We got some much-needed rain. Hopefully you can see the state of Indiana here. But here you go. We had some flooding with the storms last night off towards the north. That's when I sent that post in where the storms were coming out of Wisconsin last night. If you were kind of tracking along with me, had some really heavy rain up towards Highland Park area, 3 to 4 inches north of Chicago. For us, though, a really good soaking. And that's what I mentioned last night, was that the severe threat was there. And we did have some pockets of some stronger winds, nothing crazy. But the big thing with last night's storms, as we were highlighting, was the torrential rain. They had a ton of rain with them. And that's why it looks so ominous on radar. When you look at a radar and you see the reds and the oranges, and there's a lot of them, you tend to think, oh my goodness, this is going to be a huge storm. It doesn't always mean that. It means you've got a lot of moisture available. And there was a ton of moisture with this front. So we got some really good rain across much of Northwest Indiana. Just a couple example communities here. Maryville picked up. That's not showing up, but they were over. Okay, nothing's working now. Areas in yellow are over 1.5 inches to 2 inches, and then areas in this tan are over almost 3 inches of rain. So you could see a lot of Lake County picked up anywhere from 1 to 2.5 inches of rain. I saw a couple people said Cedar Lake came in 2 inches. I think I saw on there. Porter County, you got anywhere from 1 to 2 inches. LaPorte County, anywhere from 1 inch to 1.5 inches, a little less for you, but still a real good soaking. And then Newton and Jasper County, the northern half of the county picked up a lot more than the southern half. But all of us here in the region, right in here, picked up some really good beneficial rainfall last night. So really, really great to see. That frontal boundary is now off the East Coast. You can see all the storms breaking out. They've had severe weather in Maine, stretching down towards New York, I-95 corridor now, Pennsylvania, some severe weather in Ohio today as well. That stretches down to Tennessee. Behind this is a break to the heat wave that has been plaguing the eastern half of the country. This thing is smushing it down to the south, and eventually it's going to smush its way back down towards the desert southwest for a little bit. All right. So what we have tonight is a very comfortable brand of air. The dew points have come way down. It is just downright awesome outside, and it's going to stay that way tonight. Good windows open kind of night, kind of refresh, give the AC a little bit of a break here before we have to start it back up. But there's a little disturbance here north of Lake Michigan here. This will kind of glide through the Great Lakes. It's kind of falling apart as it does, but there have been a few showers out of this. I can't rule out a stray shower tonight or tomorrow, just coming off the lake. Most of the day is going to be sunny, all right? And I think most areas stay dry, but this little disturbance here, it's a little area of some moisture that's stuck. Can't rule it out with that, all right? You can never do that this time of year with daytime heating. And then down towards the desert southwest, Four Corners region, they're dealing with some good moisture. Some of this is off of Alberto, which was the first tropical storm system of the year. Went into Texas. There's still some remnant moisture there, all right? That's kind of the big picture, but we've got a real tranquil pattern here today and tomorrow at least, all right? Here we go. So we're going to go through time. This is tomorrow. We're fine. We've got nice light wind tomorrow. We'll have comfortable temperatures as well. Just a beautiful day. But then as we get on into Tuesday, notice how we do turn more active around the region. There will be a cold front off towards our north. And this cold front's not really going to make it through all the way. It's going to kind of come in and stall briefly. And as it does so, it's going to pull in some heat out ahead of it. So we're going to turn hot again. And we do have a chance of some storms around here on Tuesday that will linger into early Wednesday. The first look at the HRRR right now, again, this is kind of the long range on the HRRR, but it is detecting that Tuesday morning there'd be a complex of storms well north of us, but that would likely lay down some kind of boundary here. And that boundary would be a probable area for more storms to develop in the afternoon on Tuesday. All right. So we do have a storm threat on Tuesday. The details are still not clear on that at all in terms of how they develop. But there's a storm threat, and we'll have enough heat and humidity around here to perhaps create some decent storms. So we're going to keep our eye on Tuesday. I'm going to pick up the story there. So here's Monday into Tuesday. This is kind of the Euros thinking of it. It has, you see some complexes of storms, including one that looks like a dinosaur moving right through areas of northern Indiana. And that's Tuesday afternoon. Okay, that's our storm chance. That front kind of fades, and it should be down to our south by Wednesday. And so on into Wednesday, you can see there's another severe weather risk and some big storms stretching from Pennsylvania downstate. So if you got travel plans, maybe you're on business Wednesday going down to Indianapolis, there would be a severe threat down there. Whereas I think we'd be okay. We may have some stray showers up here, but that front should be south of us. So Tuesday into Tuesday night would be our threat for thunderstorms. Some of them could be on the strong side. By Wednesday, we should be okay. That front should clear the area and be down to the south. And then on Thursday, we're fine. Pretty nice weather behind that, kind of similar to what we have right now. And then we kind of lock and reload that atmosphere again on into the weekend. And so we're on into Friday night, and we've got another potential complex of storms coming through here Friday into Saturday. All right. And this is with another frontal boundary that's off towards the north. We'll also have some heat in play with that as well. But all indication is that that Friday, Saturday front goes through here. And then we're back to some really cool, refreshing air by next Sunday into the beginning of next week, with a pretty quiet pattern setting up Sunday and Monday of next week before we turn active again. Okay. So pretty active. So I kind of want to talk about why this is all happening. That heat dome that was over the eastern U.S. has gotten smushed down to the south, as I said, and now it's heading back out towards the west. This thing is with us all the time in the summer, this dome of heat, but it just moves. It moves on the weather map. And so my voice always gets weird after like 20 minutes of severe weather coverage. I think we're good. We're probably not, but we'll see. Anyway, this dome of heat goes down to the desert southwest, and it just kind of moves all summer. It moves in different spots. And for now, it's going to settle down in the southwest. And we're going to dance around with these cooler shots of air. So we get the cool air right now. Monday, we look pretty nice tomorrow. But then Tuesday, you can see this heat dome's not far off. And so the front that comes in on Tuesday kind of grabs some warmth, and it brings it up into our region. So as a high, here's Monday. We're in the 80s, but Tuesday, notice we're back into the 90s again. And that's because we're out ahead of this frontal boundary. It's grabbing that air and pulling it out ahead of it. So there's your storm chance Tuesday. It's going to be hot and humid enough. And then we get another little blast of some, better air around here Wednesday and the Thursday. Notice the heat ridge still centered over the desert southwest. So Wednesday, Euro has us at 90, but that would be early. All right, we cool down later in the day. And then Thursday, we're at 75, says the Euro. So a little bit more refreshing air. But notice as we get into the weekend, it kind of rebuilds. It goes back up near 90 degrees on Saturday again. And that's because this dome of heat gets grabbed by another front, and that pulls the warm air in here. So there you go. You can see how that heat kind of shifts. So all indication as we go long term, we have kind of an up and down pattern this week with temperatures, but the long-term trend brings this heat dome and expands it again over the deep south. And so areas like Atlanta and Birmingham and Tupelo and areas down in the deep south, even Nashville, are going to see their hottest conditions of the year. So this will become national news later this week into the weekend. And for us here in the region, that heat's going to be so close to us that anytime we have a front coming in over the next week and a half, it's going to pull some of that warm air in, but it doesn't last long. And so we don't get any long-lasting heat waves here over the next 10, even up to 15 days as it looks right now. So here's your heat on Friday. Watch how this expands across the south. This is some really hot air stretching from the Carolinas all the way back towards Texas, all right? For us, we're right on the periphery of that, and we keep getting these little blasts of cooler air. You see this little dip here that really keeps the core of that heat away. So the hot conditions aren't far off, all right? We could have if this shifts north, we could have a major heat wave. I don't see that happening, but I want you to know it exists, and it's really, really close to us, but it never quite makes it to us for multiple days. So there's that. And then an early look at your 4th of July. I mean, it doesn't tell us much. There's no major heat here locally. We've got a little bit of troughing across the eastern U.S. We'll see if this holds in the modeling. But again, that's what it kind of looks like. And in terms of temperatures, here you go. So we've got kind of the up-down pattern. This is today. This is tomorrow. We'll make it into the 90s Tuesday. Wednesday, I kind of question that 90. It'd have to happen early because we'll have a front getting through here. And then Thursday's comfortable. We reload the heat for your Friday and Saturday. By Sunday, Monday, we've got more comfortable air. Then we reload the heat for Tuesday, more storms, and then we're back down to 78 or so next Wednesday. So pretty up and down, but the good news is we don't have anything that's sticking around. We don't have any, 95, 100-degree heat that's going to stick around for multiple days, okay? So that's kind of what we're dealing with in terms of long-term forecasts. I don't see any heat waves, but I don't see any, cool spells either. So it's going to be kind of up and down over the next 7 days. Okay. All right. So that's all I got for you tonight. In terms of storms, again, just as a recap, Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, we'll have to keep an eye on some of those storms. We'll certainly have the heat. We'll certainly have the humidity, and we'll go from there. We'll kind of see what happens with those with another chance later on this week. Okay. So all these chances for storms, we're going to need to keep a close eye on. It's that time of year. We can get some pretty decent storms around here just on instability alone. And we certainly could start seeing that as early as Tuesday. All right. So let's say hi to everyone that's with us. If you guys have any weather questions, if you've got any plans or something you need me to give you a forecast around, I'd be happy to help you out. I appreciate you guys spending your summer evening with me. Summer evenings are always, it's just, there's so much going on, right? And I can't believe it's evening already. I can't believe it's it's 8:13 right now. And it's they just go so fast. Like the kids' bedtime is now, and they're like not even close to being ready for that. So there's that. Linda's with us. Hello, Linda. Jeff, hello. Mary's with us tonight. Ethan's with us. Happy birthday to you, Ethan. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Derek, there you go. Derek says 1.62 inches in Cedar Lake last night. Good evening to you, Stephen. Carol is excited about the beautiful weather. Let me show you guys real quick. I want to show you the dew point. So this is always an interesting map. I love to watch this. But this will show you kind of the humidity, all right, where the humidity has gone and when it's going to return. And I'll kind of zoom in so we can see it a little bit better. But this is your humidity right now. So this is what we've done with it. We've brought in drier air. It's still a little bit humid outside, but not nearly what we had, right? All the oranges, that's your real thick stuff. That's the tropical air. And then the blues, that's your drier, very comfortable air. So watch what happens as we go throughout the week. Tomorrow, we kind of stay with where we are. Humidity's still going to be pretty comfortable tomorrow. But notice how it's building out in the plains. So we're still dry tomorrow. This is tomorrow night. And then Tuesday, out ahead of that next front, there you go. The humidity's back. It's going to be pretty humid around here. As we go into your Tuesday. And that's the feel for the storms, right? We would expect that. And then as that front goes by, here's your Wednesday. Wednesday, we start humid, but as I mentioned, there's more comfortable air working in. So it'll be humid in the morning on Wednesday. And then by afternoon and evening, we'll have more comfortable air coming in. That's why I hesitate to with that Euros 90 degree on Wednesday. We'll see, though. It depends on the frontal passage. And then Thursday, we're back to real comfortable air again. And then that'll change as we go into the weekend. So as we bring in warmer air. So really interesting to kind of see that this time of year. So Carol, the short answer to your question, yeah, we do have more beautiful weather coming. It's after every single front. So there's that. Susan, Mark, thanks for joining us. Maxwell's with us tonight. Appreciate you guys joining us here tonight. Mark, yes, got your message there about the storms on Tuesday. Hopefully we answered it for you for sure. Deborah, thanks for joining us on our YouTube channel. Derek, you too. Derek says, guess it was an EF2 in Wisconsin last night. Yeah, they had some nasty weather in Wisconsin last night, even up towards Michigan. A lot of that was fading as it moved in, though, thankfully. I mean, we tend to have thunderstorms that are fading. It's just the time of day that they arrive. They've been coming in 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And that's just not conducive for big time storms, right? Late evening, late afternoon is the time to do that for sure. Yeah, Maxwell says everything's kind of greened up a little bit for sure. And it just smells great after rain for sure. I love a good downpour in summer. I don't know if I like anything better than a summer downpour after it's been dry. Not only does it smell good, I think that's called petrichor, which is an actual smell. It's an actual chemical that the soil releases, plants releases smell too. But it's just kind of a renewal. It's almost like springtime where everything just gets cleansed. And I'll tell you, nothing beats a good summer downpour from some thunderstorms after it's been dry for a while. So there's that. Let's see. Rich says, my son and his wife is having a birthday party for my grandson who's turning 2. The party's at 1 in Jasper County. Do you think it'll be a washout? Rich, I don't see what day it is. So let me know what day it is. We'll look it up. I don't think any day in this pattern, though, Rich, is going to be a washout. There would likely be rounds of storms, but no round of storms would last all day. I don't see anything like that. Michelle, unfortunately, tornadoes could be on the docket. I don't think widespread. The big threat this time of year is mainly for damaging winds from big complexes of storms. But there is going to be a low, but not zero, but a low tornado threat on Tuesday from the thunderstorm risk. So we'll have to keep a close eye on it for sure. All modes of severe weather could be possible. Phoebe, I appreciate you. Thanks for joining us for sure. Hi, BCY. That's okay. So, Tim, let's fast forward to the weekend. So he says, sorry if I missed it. What is Saturday looking like for rain chances? No problem. So let's get to it. I'm going to show you the latest Euro. The Euro's been pretty good with these systems and these complexes of storms recently. Not all of them really understand this forecast. But Saturday, what we're going to have Saturday, the atmosphere is kind of reloading. Friday, we're turning warmer. We're bringing in more humidity. And Saturday, we are going to have some storms around. As of right now, again, things could change, but they haven't been recently. It's been pretty accurate. We should have some kind of thunderstorm action sometime late Friday or into Saturday, depending on the passage of this front and when, okay? The Euro right now brings a complex of storms in here Friday night, and then you can see we have lingering rain around here on Saturday during the day, all right? This would likely be one round, though, okay? When we look at this and we see all this moisture around, as indicated by the models, it's usually just a line of storms with not much behind it. So Friday into Saturday, there's a chance of rain. We'll have to keep an eye on the timing of that. And we'll have a pretty good idea probably by Tuesday of how that will evolve on Friday and Saturday, okay? So, Nicole, the heat comes in waves. It's really up and down this week. I think I took away my temperatures here. Let's go to this real quick. But the heat comes in waves. It's very up and down this week, where we're going to get a hot day. I mean, tomorrow's warmer in the 80s, but Tuesday we have humidity and we'll be into the 90s. Let me show you the latest here. And I'll go to National Blend. This is a pretty accurate read of what our temperatures are going to do this week. 85 tomorrow after a comfortable 62 tonight. And then Tuesday's hot, 93 on Tuesday. Again, this comes with humidity. So the heat comes back Tuesday. But as I mentioned in the broadcast, none of it lasts. All right. We're not going to have any longevity to this. So we have the 93 on Tuesday, and then we're back into the 70s Wednesday, Thursday. See, here's my cooler temperature on Wednesday. I agree with that. And then heat tries to build back Friday, Saturday, and then it goes away with another front. And then it tries to build back early next week, and then that will go away with another front. So just kind of up and down, nothing that stays for a while. Maxwell says days are sadly getting shorter now. I know, Maxwell. So just to explain this real quick, our latest sunsets are now, all right? The latest sunsets are now through early July, okay? It's the latest that the sun is going to set. Our earliest sunrises have already happened. Our sunrise is starting to get a little bit later by like just seconds, but it's starting to get a little bit later every single morning, okay? It doesn't always work out where the first day of summer, the summer solstice isn't always the earliest sunrise and latest sunset. It shifts, all right? And that's due to the wobble in the earth and the fact that it's not a perfect sphere. I had an astronomer explain it to me once, and even he got confused. But just so you know, our latest sunsets are now through early July. That doesn't change, okay? Where we're losing time every day, and it's just a couple seconds a day. Right now, it'll start to speed up, but we're losing it in the morning. So your morning sunrise is coming up a little bit later every single morning now, okay? So is that. Ethan, I do think there could be some kind of MCS, but Ethan, this still isn't that pattern that I know you're looking for with the ring of fire pattern, where you've got the dome of heat and you have the MCSs that rotate around it. This is still going to be tied to a cold front on Tuesday, okay? Tuesday and a Wednesday. So I don't see MCSs with it. I see complexes of storms with a cold front, all right? A little bit different on that for sure. Vicky, I'm glad you survived it as well, for sure. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing okay. Rich, Saturday, I see your answer there in terms of the birthday party. Yeah, it's too early to call. If I were guessing right now, I would kind of guess this would speed up and we get something around here Friday night that should get out of here early Saturday. But again, it's too close to call. But it doesn't look like a washout either day. It looks like we'll get some kind of complex of storms that moves through. Okay. Michelle, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us on our YouTube channel. I appreciate that. Susan, that's okay. Tim, you're welcome. Nicole, you're welcome as well. Yeah, I mean, Maxwell, for sure. We've got some good weather coming our way the next couple months. I mean, I just love the summer. I know a lot of people do. We live for this, right? No, I don't see a derecho setup either, Ethan. You know, the derecho setup's going to come from those MCSs when we have the ring of fire pattern. That's typically when we get those derechos, when And the ridge doesn't always have to be perfectly circular where it goes around. Sometimes that heat ridge is kind of more flat, and that's where you get the storms that blow up in Iowa, and then they just race across Indiana, Kentucky. The path of those. But I don't see a derecho setup this week. No. Aaron, grad party on Saturday. Oh, it'll be okay, Aaron. Aaron, we should be all right. I mean, we're gonna have storms sometime Friday, Saturday, but let's get them out of here early. And again, we'll continue to play it by ear. I don't want to call it right now. I can't call it whether it's going to rain or not, but we'll have something around there Friday, Saturday. Hopefully, I mean, best case scenario, we get it through Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon, the sun comes out. We've got lower humidity, comfortable temperatures. Just keep in mind, guys, if we're going to get storms this time of year, the storms are kind of the price we pay for nice weather. All right. So we had all the rain yesterday. That's how we get the nice weather today. That's kind of how it works. So it's kind of a trade-off this time of year for sure. Okay. All right. You're welcome, Aaron, for sure. Congratulations as well. All right. That's all I've got for you guys. So have a wonderful evening. Thanks for taking time out of your schedule. I hope this helps. Just kind of talk through kind of the weekend weather around here. Deb, you're welcome. Linda, enjoy your week as well. And we'll talk to you guys on the radio side of things tomorrow morning. Also, regionweather.com. We'll have updates starting tomorrow morning as well. Every single day of the week, we give you a little personalized update to your email. That's it. Every single morning, so you'll know exactly what we're dealing with. Okay? All right. Have a wonderful evening. Hope you're enjoying your summer so far. We'll talk